Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.
Hello good people, welcome back to our channel. The Ijaws are showing their very fearless faces and they are making very strong statement to expose Wike, not only him alone, even with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You get to hear what Chief David Briggs, a very renowned Ijaw man who had been a one-time commissioner in Rivers State, chairman of the Universal Basic Education, he had lambasted Wike alongside Bola Ahmed Tinubu, giving Nigeria a clue to the threats that they both share, and had also given Nigeria the next move that the Ijaws are going to take against the person of Wike. Let's dive into the video, get to hear his standpoint on a lot of things around Wike and his relationship with Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
I recall very vividly, if Nigerian population has not forgotten, that I did grant an interview to AIT sometime in November 2023, when Mr. President was to intervene in the crisis of Rivers State. And I did mention to them that I am not expecting anything positive. And today I still hold that view. I said so then, and I still maintain it now, because Mr. President and the President Minister of the Federal Capital Territory shares a lot of commonalities, both in attitude, in character, and in operation. They are both politically very rascally. They have an insatiability in terms of accumulation of wealth, and also have an unlimited ambition of manipulating and indeed controlling humans. But one thing they also share that is interesting, that both of them fear a lot. They all fear, they fear a lot. When once they are so confronted. Else, how will Mr. President say that sin disobeyed the 8-point agenda, if not for these commonalities I've mentioned? I did mention it, I did reveal to Nigerians after the visit that I was there, that Mr. President said everything that sin need to do as governor. And when Abdullah Bismarck asked the question, his reply tells us that he was already biased, that the invitation was to give us a smiling and polite insult. But one thing he said very clearly is that these 27 lawmakers have crossed the Red Sea and they can never come back. But the meeting started with condemnation of the governor. This is an insult to democracy. This is a disgrace to democracy. And these are exact words of the Supreme Court judges. So there is a link and something fundamentally wrong. That those 27 lawmakers that he also said have defected and cannot cross the Red Sea come back to say that they are no longer defected. And Mr. President is clapping his hand for them. Those who, the commissioners that abandoned him, sin, reappoints them and swear them in. Mr. President said sin never respected the decision. Salaries were paid to the House of Assembly members at that time. Sin has not responded. Sin went and withdrew all the cases. Whereas behind it, he, I'm sure Mr. President, encouraged the pro-Wike assembly members not to withdraw their cases. That is the case with which they are punishing Rivers State now. So who is fooling who? Who is fooling who? But let me say this. The governor has spoken, and to say that he will respect and comply with all the decisions of the Supreme Court, and he has started. That is saving Rivers State, that is saving Nigeria, because of his peaceful disposition. But for Wike to transcend from that political conflict and find himself now swimming in a very deep ocean of ethnic condemnation and ethnic threat is very unfortunate on his part. Let me say this, a lot of Nigerians do not know. What you say is that it's Jonathan and his wife, Ijaw would have made him president. It's Ijaw would have made him local government chairman. When he was first elected to be the candidate of the PDP National wrote to Rivers State that he's not their candidate. It's Ijaw's son, Dr. Sam Jaja, I'm quoting him, that insisted that he will not take directly from the PDP National headquarters, that the only people that can direct him is the state PDP. And that is how Wike contested and won local government chairman in his first tenure. It's an Ijaw's son. So sometimes when people talk, I even laugh. He said he has said to Bobo. No, he was only trying to repay them for what they have done. They laid the foundation for him to be what he is. He was only trying to repay them. And that is his tactics. And that is one tactic that Mr. President and him also share. They don't forgive. They have the spirit of revengers. We can never forget that experience. Then the last experience has to do with the issue of the presidential ambition he had and he failed. So his vow is to revenge on PDP, and PDP will never know peace for that. And that is one attribute of Mr. President. So we must know this. But above all, I must say, and that will interest Nigerians, is the fact that Mr. President plays the politics of divide and rule. When he was governor of Lagos State, all the local government has 2 leaders at a particular time. So that way he controlled the loyalty of the two. He will appear to be working with him. He will appear to be working with. That is it. The current problem in Lagos State Assembly exactly is it is his handwork. I know we know this in politics. It's divide and rule. It's time for him to divide loyalty of APC in Lagos so that at the end of the day he is in control. Because he was aware that the governor of Lagos State, one way or the other, contributed to the fundraising of Atiku. So from that day, he declared him an enemy. We know this. We in PDP, we know this. And so it's time for him to say that this man cannot be 100% trusted and be loyal, so he's doing that. So what I'm saying in essence is that Mr. President has created a problem in Rivers State with his political tactics of divide and rule. Wike, as in his own turn, now died himself to ethnic threat, ethnic harassment that can swallow him any day, anytime. And I said that because without a job, he will be nothing. And he cannot bite the finger that fed him. One sin that God never forget is that of ingratitude. Wike is an ungrateful person. He uses people and he dumps them. Samson did and made him a local government chairman. That is the springboard with which he is whatever today. Jonathan helped him to become governor. Governor. That is the springboard with which he is now working as a minister. Jonathan appointed him a minister for the first time, and an Ijaw man that popularized him and gave him the spread in Nigeria. So for him to now say that these people are minorities of minority, they are useless, they cannot win election, I believe that he has 48 hours to rescind that. Else some of us will be forced, not minding the barriers and not minding the fact that some of us also have the DNA of being equated. We'll be able to let him know. But Nigerians should know that the character, the personality that Wike has so far exhibited does not represent an average Rivers man. It doesn't even represent the people with lowest quality of life. Nobody knows where he has brought it, and nobody should judge Rivers' sons and daughters because by virtue of the kind of character he has exhibited.
Okay, Chief. At this point, there is an issue that is very pertinent. The Supreme Court has ruled on the political issue of Rivers State. The governor is expected to present the budget. He was there. Okay, there was first a 48-hour ultimatum and then extended to 72 hours. And then the governor went back yesterday after he said he had written when we saw the letter he had written. But there is installment. Where do we go from here?
No, let me tell you this. I see a lot of us forget. Remember, my last briefing, I said Wike is a man who cannot survive where there is peace. You know that the moment the House of Assembly members and the governor reconciles, that is the end of his domination. So he will do everything to scornfully at every time and at all points. Remember, I said that. It actually doesn't matter who is approaching first at this point in time. If each of them has the interest of Rivers State at heart. But the governor, being the leader, has always negotiated and initiated it. He wrote to them for a meeting, they declined. In fact, there was a function in government house that day, he stepped it down to receive them. They did not, but that did not discourage him. He decided to go to the House of Assembly to present the budget. It is one man. It's wicked. Because when once they reconcile, that dominance will end. Let me tell you, when once a man does not have shame, he can go any length. Anybody that has shame will hide his face when they confront you with a lot of things you said you will never do and you are doing. A lot of things you commended, now you say it's bad. He was talking about Tinubu as one of the best. Who is the best? Now he says Tinubu is bad. He has already extended by saying that go and ask. Deal came to beg me. One day he will tell you that Tinubu begged him. In fact, he started by saying that go and ask. He didn't give you one couple. Of course, he's even worth than him, perhaps. So you are seeing somebody who lacks the character of shame, the quality of shame. That you say one thing and the next day they'll confront you and say, this is what he said yesterday, today you are saying this. He doesn't murder. See how restless he is during the interview. Why is he furious? For those of them who this elementary psychology will tell you the situation, I'm not going to say it. Somebody who is very restless, even when discussing with press men, there's something fundamentally missing and wrong that Nigerians will soon find out. But I must say it, that nobody should judge any Rivers man based on his character and the character he has exhibited to the country. That is not us. That is not Rivers people.
Okay, sir. The House of Assembly members or the lawmakers are worried that they are ready to ensure the funds seized is given back to Rivers State. But the approach of the governor is not in tandem with procedural things of relating with the executive and the legislative arm. Yesterday, they said no communication is two-way thing. The governor claimed that we saw evidence of the letter, but the speaker of the House of Assembly is denying that they are not in possession. So you are a leader that also work with the governor. Is it not nice or good for the governor to have waited for their response before going to, because they say it's drama, the governor is acting. It's not wise for the governor to wait for them to get a response.
Let me tell you this. You see, that's what I'm saying. When once you have people, the welfare and the happiness of people you lead at heart, you must let go certain things. Alright, the governor has made 2 attempts that is wrong. They should make their own that will be right. He has made an attempt inviting them to the government house. He said it's wrong approach. He has gone to the assembly. It's a drama. What attempt have they made to bring peace in the state? So what do you think? His approach is always wrong. At least he's making an attempt. What have you done? Is it the 48 hours of waiting for everything? Is it calling the FCC to begin to probe people? When we are forgetting that he who lives in glass house should not trust you. Don't they have enough things to investigate? So this is the point I'm making. If my approach is wrong, come up with a recommendation or an approach that is going to look and sound decent and acceptable. We have not done.